In exactly 1 year from today, the 46th President of the United States will be voted into office, which for all intents and purposes means that the communist liberals will cry and shriek once again because the American people will activate their toxic privilege once again and vote in the sun-kissed man for 4 more years. Oh yeah, the wall going up. You don't like it? Go fuck yourself. I want to speak more on this whole idea of millennials wanting socialism. It's a very interesting thing how history repeats itself when such people, such as white liberals or black welfare recipients, don't do their own due diligence and read up on the age that once was. Why do people hate Donald Trump so much? Because he said that he grabs them by the pussy and he don't even wait? So what? I grab girls by the pussy too. The girls like it when I grab them by the pussy. That's what they want. In turn, they grab my dick and they suck on it. What's the problem? Right? I mean, you hate on the man because he fucks pussy. I don't see why that's such a big deal. The second argument about why people hate Donald Trump is because he's a silver spoon white boy that got lucky. Once again, as I said in previous videos, if the government and corporations incentivize that behavior, people are just going to take advantage of that. Now, that's a systemic problem. That's not a Donald Trump problem. Don't hate the player. Hate the game, my nigga. It's the crony capitalism that's causing all of this silver spoonery in the United States. And you, white liberals, are not solving the problem by wanting socialism or communism. The answer is not socialism or communism. The answer is better capitalism. How can the US make capitalism better? I'm glad that you asked. I made a video on it. It's called How to Save Capitalism. Now, to sum that video up, the government needs to get rid of all of the current welfare programs and make more grants. That's the difference. You see, to get a grant, you have to have some sort of business model, something that you're working towards. In other words, you have to have a plan. Most people don't have a plan. Most people do things in autopilot. They go to work, they hate their job, they complain and bitch about how much they hate their job, but they don't have a plan to improve their situation in anything and everything that they do. Whether it's work, school, relationships, a career, family, friends, you name it. They don't have a plan because a plan requires work, right? A plan requires effort. Most people don't want to work. Period. Most people are lazy and entitled and get mad at you when you call them out on it. This is why my message gets throttled on the reg. Because people are pussies. So they blame Donald Trump for being fat, like that fat bitch Brittany Cooper. So they blame Donald Trump for being poor, like illegal immigrants, white liberals, and black welfare recipients. So they blame Donald Trump for them working at McDonald's, like your nearest fake thug rappers on SoundCloud, Spotify, or Twitter. It's always someone else's fault. I notice that this is a first world problem, all of this privilege. If you don't like capitalism, do this. Here's a solution for all of the people in the United States that want socialism or communism. I'm going to help you out because that's what I do. I solve problems. Do this. You ready? Get a one-way ticket to China. Let Xi Jinping communize that ass. Right? If you want socialism and communism so bad, get a one-way ticket to China. You don't need to be in America. Empower yourself to leave. We don't want you here. You're a cancer to American society, all right? In this SJW pursuit of identity politics and virtue signaling, These white liberals brought absolutely no value to the table by wanting to destroy the very thing that made America great in the first place. This idea of freedom. By me making videos, I'm exercising my freedom of speech and of the press. You may not like what I have to say, and that's fine. But the censorship is un-American. The limiting of my voice is un-American. The limiting of my beliefs are un-American. Don't tread on me, YouTube. Don't tread on me, crony capitalists. Don't tread on me, you communist liberals. Let me drop some knowledge on you. Did you know that 100 years ago, on January 5th, 1919, the German Workers' Party was formed? Do you know what the German Workers' Party was? It was the Nazi Party. That's what it was before it was called the Nazi Party. So with that being said, the Southern Poverty Law Center is another example of a communist organization that will radicalize itself in the future. Founded by two Jewish people, by the way. Their names, Morris Dees and Joseph J. Levin Jr. You know, I actually have to speak on this. Why do Jewish people fight for social justice? The only time Jewish people want to help black people is when they want to make $1 off of them. So stupid. Right? So instead of Jewish people trying to just make $1 off of black people, men in particular, they should just get rid of these social justice programs. Just a thought. Once again, they make these organizations to make money off the backs of black men's struggles. Period. I'm talking about billions and billions of disposable income just thrown at Jewish people for saying that they're oppressed. Who is oppressed more? The Jewish man that has access to all of the high value jobs, communities that share their wealth with them? Look at Bernie Sanders, for example. This man fights for communism when this man lives in a mansion. Am I not telling the truth with this? These liberals are living in a pipe dream, a fantasy land, candy land. Okay? Now all Jewish people are bad. Not all Jewish people are bad. True. But at the same time, Jewish people got a lot of money. Now, as I said earlier, the only time they put black men on game is when they know they can't exploit the black men for money through black culture. But you don't hear me though. The only time they put black men on game is when they know they can't exploit the black men for money through black culture. But you don't hear me though. The only time they put black men on game is when they know they can't exploit the black men for money through black culture. But you don't hear me though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, some of my listeners will get mad and get charged because what I'm saying is directed towards them. Am I wrong? Prove me wrong. Please. I beg of you. There's one more thing I want to talk about in this video. The antisocial behavior, the sociopathic behavior, the people hating behavior and rhetoric. Oh, where does it come from? Let me tell you. You know who owns a majority of American residential and commercial real estate? It's not Americans. No. It's not Americans. Is it Jewish people? No, it's not Jewish people either. It's Chinese people that migrated from China to the U.S. Now, do your own due diligence on this. Please do your own due diligence. That's why homes aren't being built anymore, because the American people can't afford to build homes. Because Chinese people are buying up all of the real estate, driving up rental and home prices, and are making the regional price parity and the consumer price index economically shocked like Horace Pinker. people think that the immigration problem is only with Mexicans or Hispanic people. That's where, once again, you're mistaken. You see, Hispanics don't have money. So they're ramping up the welfare, also known as government spending, also known as my tax dollars. Chinese people, on the other hand, do have the money and are buying up all of the real estate, which is ramping up prices or the cost of living. All right? We have a huge immigration problem. And it's not Donald Trump that's the problem. You want to know where the antisocial, sociopathic, and people-hating behavior and rhetoric comes from? It comes from American citizens being the working fucking poor. That's where it comes from. When you work 40-hour work weeks and can barely pay all of your bills and have zero savings, that's where it comes from. It's the Hispanics, single mothers, and black losers system surfing the welfare system on your left, and the Chinese people buying up all of the U.S. real estate on your right, driving the middle class out of existence. That's where it comes from. Now, are any one of you going to do something about it? No, because you're a bunch of fucking pussies. You can't stomp the Trump baby, Lord. Overlay.